Hey friends, thank you so much for watching another video. Today we're going to be working on this PS Vita. I am finally stoked to actually have one of these. I've wanted one for a while, however I refuse to pay the $200+ that they sometimes go for. So I got really lucky and I found this one listed for parts for $40. The only thing that is wrong with this is that the joysticks don't work, and the previous owner opened it up to try and fix it himself. Got very overwhelmed very quickly and then just left it. Put it in a drawer and left it, and that was it. So he put it up for sale. I picked it up for $40. It came with all the parts he uninstalled, like the triggers and all the screws. There are no screws holding the back of this thing on right now. And just one or two of the joysticks are broken. So I've picked up 2 replacement joysticks and I'm going to whack those in there. Give this thing a really good clean because it is disgusting. It's so grotty in there. And after that, replace the joysticks, give it a clean. It should be working mint. So stick around, watch me do all of that, and please enjoy. So normally there'd be 7 Phillips head screws that I need to remove. But as I mentioned before, they're all missing. So I can get straight to unclipping the back with a pry tool. Another surprise was that the back touch sensor was left unplugged. Yet another thing I don't need to uninstall. How good. I genuinely can't understand how this thing is this disgusting. Definitely one of the worst handhelds I've ever seen. First thing I'll do is remove the battery. You probably don't need to do this if you're just replacing the joysticks, but I'm completely tearing this thing down so I can give it a well-deserved scrub. There's only 2 screws on this side holding the board down. With those removed, you can unclip the ribbon cables and the board and remove the board entirely. There's one more screw holding down the joystick, then the joystick can be removed and placed under your pillow, ready for the joystick fairy to give you $1. Everything else just lifts straight out, except for the trigger pad, which is lightly adhered to the shell. Now it's the exact same process on the other side, except yet again, mine is missing some screws. I'd recommend latching the ribbon cable doors back down to avoid breaking them, which is something you definitely don't want to deal with. Honestly, just so rancid. Now we can continue the teardown, starting with removing the 2 screws up top. This writing isn't supposed to be coloured. This is just hand gunk. Two more screws on the board and the plastic shield can come out, as well as this metal bracket. After disconnecting the ribbon cables for the screen and the left side buttons, the board can be unclipped and also lifted out. Now I chose to leave the cameras connected to the board, however if you want to remove them, it's just 2 more ribbon cables you need to unclip. The top button strip can be removed by unclipping each side and gently lifting it out. Now onto the back half. It desperately needs a wash, so I'm disassembling this as well, starting with the speakers, which can just be pried up and removed. To remove the touch sensor, I'm using my heat gun to loosen the adhesive. You could probably get away with not using a heat gun, but I didn't want to risk snapping the pad as it's strongly glued down. And that's everything pulled apart, and this thing is just so damn gross. I understand that handhelds get dirty because, well, hands are dirty, but did the previous owner never wash his hands? It's so bad in here. I'll be giving everything that isn't an electrical part a much needed bath in some hot soapy water, and scrubbing the rest with isopropyl alcohol. You've got to be careful with the buttons on these things. Just like a PSP, the buttons and membranes are attached. However, they can rip easily. If they rip, the buttons don't like to work properly and they need to be replaced. Ask me how I know. So just scrub gently. I didn't realize that the screen and the front shell are one whole piece on these things, which is a bit frustrating as I would have liked to have washed this thing and get a new screen lens. However, I think I did a pretty decent job. The board is actually not in bad condition, aside from the headphone jack, which just like everything else, is full of hand gunk. Now that it's all finally clean, we can whack it all back together. The replacement joysticks are lower quality and unfortunately have no rubber on them. However, I've ordered some rubber caps that are still yet to arrive, but as long as they work, right? I'm also not sure if I'm missing a screw or if the right side is only held down by one screw, but oh well, it is what it is. And there we go, we're all done. I can finally touch this thing without needing to wash my hands for a year. And most importantly, the joysticks work. As I said, I'm stoked to have one of these finally. This is not in the best condition, as you can see the screen's quite marked up, but for $40 I don't think I can complain. The joysticks themselves were about $10 each, and it didn't have any memory card with it or anything, so I bought a memory card, one that just goes in the game card slot. I don't know too much about these just yet, and that was like another $10 as well. So overall, $70, and I've got myself a PSVITA that I can put some stuff on the card and have a good mess around with. I'm keen to actually get into this and have a look at what I can do with it. If you're replacing your joysticks and your PS Vita doesn't need a massive clean like mine did, it's actually dead simple to do. A couple screws either side, and then that's it. Pop out the old one, put in the new one, plug the ribbon cables back in, bada bing, bada boom, you're all done. So thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, do all the things like that, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!